Let's talk about The Acolyte, the season finale, episode 8. So we'll talk about our thoughts and give it a score, and then we'll get into the spoilers. So we'll give a spoiler warning before that. Alex, you want to start out with your scores on this one for The Acolyte season finale?
Sure. Acolyte, episode 8, the finale, it wasn't good. And you know what the crappy thing is there really is cool elements to the show, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So there's things I actually did like about this episode, and it's probably the typical lightsaber fights, yada, yada, yada. But overall, it was not good. It's better than some of the other ones, specifically the flashback episodes. So I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. I think it's still below average. I was debating between a 3 or a 4. But I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly where I am. I gave it a 4. I was definitely split on this episode. I do still think it's below average. There were things to like for sure. I put down in my notes that they did give me some things that I'd be interested in for season 2, as long as some of the writers change. Like, I would love to see if like the writing team from Andor just took over this show for season 2. I feel like that would be so cool.
God, we could hope.
Yeah, if they keep the same writers, it's just there's so many weird things that don't make sense.
And they will.
Yeah, they will.
Well, if there is even a season 2.
Yeah, true. So yeah, there were just some things that I'm like, I don't know why that character did that. There were some things said like, oh, go set up a perimeter, and then there was no perimeter set up. They all just followed a tracker. And like,
yeah, they were all just running together.
That's not what a perimeter means. But I don't know. Like, I feel like the biggest thing is they have things they want to get to, but they just make characters do weird things to get to those points, you know?
Get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The writing is god awful on the show. Honestly, if we're talking about just the writing, this show's like a freaking 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I tend to
agree. The writing is
agree.
awful. Because there's even that same scene, there's even like a moment where some of the characters are talking and saying goodbyes or whatever, and that you could hear them in the background like trying to find them, and they're like taking it slow, and they're not stressed, and they're relaxed, and like, you guys, you could hear what's that little guy's name?
Basil.
Yeah, you could hear Basil like out there, like, and you're just, yeah. There's just little moments like that. You're right.
We'll talk about Basil. I have some thoughts on Basil, so we'll get to that.
Yeah, the acting, and again, the best character is Saul, but they even kind of write him bad these last couple episodes too, to be honest. And I like Saul.
Me too. He's my favorite character in the show.
But yeah, this episode and even the last episode, I was like, the writing for Saul is not that good. Because there's certain things that he could have done differently. I don't know. Again, it just comes down to the writing. So let's get into spoilers.
So spoiler alert for episode 8, the season finale, maybe series finale, who knows? But we'll be talking about spoilers, so fair warning.
Oh man, where do we even start?
You want to talk about some things that we liked about this episode, and then we'll get into complaining about the rest of it.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so the action I thought in this episode was really good. There were some really cool parts of the action, the lightsaber fighting, Soul again doing amazing martial arts, like that triple kick was so cool.
Yeah, that whole fight I thought was great.
Yeah,
that fight was great. I really enjoyed that fight. Like that's top tier for, or maybe just because the rest of the series is awful, but like I really do think that was interesting fighting, like the way they were fighting and stuff.
Yep. I'm interested in that senator who gave that speech about the Jedi. I thought the speech was a little on the nose, but
that's it.
I like that actor a lot, and I feel like he could be a cool like antagonist to the Jedi that's not just a Sith if the writing was a little better.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is all theoretical.
Yeah.
Well, like, I agree, like that scene was great. Like I loved. And that's what this whole show is trying to do and failing miserably. I love the idea of like a character hating on, like, the Jedis are kind of dicks and they think they're better than everybody else. You know, like, I love that concept.
And they have like free reign, and he's right. If one of them goes bad, like, yeah. I mean, we saw with Anakin.
Like, I love that concept. Like, I even love the concept of like following an actual acolyte or actual Sith. And, like, not necessarily rooting for them, but almost like Count Dooku, like, kind of understanding, maybe not even understanding, but just seeing, like, painting the Jedi in a bad light. Like, I think that's a cool concept, but yeah, this show just fails. That scene was good. I agree.
Because the Jedi are ripe for criticisms. I mean, they steal kids. Mm-hmm. They have an insulated structure. The Senate can't really control them. They kind of just do what they want.
Yep. They could get away with whatever. I mean, they're powerful. They're mystical religion, you know, like
you
all
can
this.
call them like a religious cult kinda, and they have a ton of power. Yeah.
Actually, I think he says that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
So like that scene was great, and I love the concept of that. I really do. It's just the show doesn't do it good.
I have 3 things to ask you about how you feel, if you feel positively or negatively about them.
Okay.
The first one is, what did you think about seeing bleeding the crystal in live action?
Indifferent. Well, I liked the bleeding of the crystal. Didn't necessarily like the color of lightsaber change.
I thought it was cool to see it in live action because at least me personally, I've only seen it in the Ahsoka book where it's described how it happens.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think the setup to it was done very well, or like the reasoning for it.
No.
And how quickly it happened. But I think it's cool that we saw it, just not the way we saw it.
Yeah, take the context out of it. Like it was cool seeing the kyber crystal change. Well, I did not like the lightsaber changing from blue to red like that.
Yeah.
Number one, Anakin was murdering children, and his lightsaber stayed blue.
Yeah, that makes it a little weird.
Like,
I agree.
I mean, like, sure, it looked cool, but like, it doesn't make sense. And it was just like a flip of the switch. It's almost like the twins were playing, like they didn't swap. It's like it was that quick.
Yeah, I know, it really was.
Like May was acting like Osha. Like she was caring about Pip, right? Like she killed Pip the other episode. Or destroyed Pip, whatever.
And especially seeing them as kids, like how crazy May was, the switch to her being good is just so weird.
And it's kind of weird because like at the same time too, she was like smiling when she saw her sister kill Soul. I was kind of confused by that because at first she was like shocked. Like I thought she was like gonna be the good, right? Like she's shocked, like, oh my god, what do you do? Like I don't know. Like she didn't look happy at first, and then like. It was weird.
Yeah, I did not get that. I still don't understand their motivations or the reasoning.
What were the other 2 you were going to ask?
So we saw Plagueis. How did you feel about the Plagueis slight reveal?
Oh, same thing. I don't want him to be in the show. And the fact that his first ever live action appearance is in this show, it's devastating. But the actual look of him, I liked.
When I saw him, I'm like, man, if they did a spinoff of just him and learning about him without any connection to the show, I would love that. I don't know how I'll feel about him in season 2 if they go that way, but seems like they are, because it seems like he's like Kamir's master or whatever.
Well, like even like him, like I haven't read a lot of books and stuff. From what I have read, he's always like lurking in the shadows and like doing that kind of stuff. So like it didn't like, and the look from what I saw looked like his book version.
Mm-hmm.
So like the look and stuff was great, but again, it's like, why even show it if you do nothing with it?
And my thing is, like, if he's in the shadows so much and so hard to detect, like his Padawan is out there just doing, or his acolyte, Kamir is just out there showing himself to the Jedi left and right. It doesn't seem to stick with the shadowy figure that never gets seen. Like, it feels like he would slip up.
Yeah, and doesn't Darth Plagueis and Darth Sidious, when he gets into it, don't they like make it a point to like try not to be seen? Like it's part of the freaking plot of stories with them is keeping themselves hidden.
The rule of 2 is all about staying hidden and finding the perfect like place in time to like reveal yourself and overthrow the Jedi.
I don't understand that. So he's letting Smiley Ren get Padawan, or the second one. Like I'm just a little confused. And number 2 with that is the fact that he's getting this idea for Anakin from these freaking witches and twins that no one cares about. Like hearing about it, that's devastating. I don't care what anyone says. The fact that he got this idea in Disney's Star Wars from these twins that are probably the worst characters in Star Wars. Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't like these twins at all. I think they're the worst main characters in any Star Wars show or movie. Seriously, like, who's better? Who's a better protagonist in a show or movie? Anything Star Wars. Or worse protagonist, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're the worst. They're the worst main characters in Star Wars.
Yeah, they're just so... I just don't understand what their motivations are, because they keep flip-flopping so much, and yeah, I mean, we've beaten that to death.
Yeah, we still don't necessarily get answers, like, we don't necessarily get answers of how, like, they became 2 and stuff. Like, yeah, we know the Force made them into 1, or did the Force make them into 2? They're the same being.
Yeah.
So it never explained. Were they, like, born, and then these witches, like did something to make them 2 people? Why did they do that? Why is there 2 of them?
Not explained.
None of it makes sense to me. Like, and that's something you should explain in a season 1. Like, answer, like, certain things, you gotta tease answers, man. Like, you can't just you gotta feed us. You answer one thing and then there's another mystery kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Darth Plagueis thing, I was not a fan of because it didn't do anything to the plot. It felt like, remember we mentioned last episode they're going to shoehorn Plagueis in a scene or something?
Yeah, to try and bring up hype. You did say that, and you were right.
It's Okay, what's the third thing?
I feel like it's going to be very similar. We saw Yoda at the end of the episode.
I think this is the worst one. This one makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. Okay, Yoda's either stupid or he's like the craziest liar in the history of Star Wars.
I think they're going with the fact that, like, Venestra can keep it from him, I guess, but that doesn't, I mean...
Well, then that makes him an idiot. How does he not sense something? He's like one of the most, like, you should, like, a Jedi, especially to his power, can sense that stuff, right? Or I don't know, am I wrong?
No, I agree. I feel like he should, but it's written in a way that he doesn't, I guess.
And why did they keep the other twin? This is kind of goes hand in hand. So the only people that know about the Sith is the what's that Jedi's name?
Vernestra.
Venestra, yes. It's Venestra and May, right?
Yeah.
Although May gets her memory wiped, which we'll get into that. But my thing is, why is May alive? There's no reason May should be alive in the series still.
Whether she's alive or not, what is the reason that she had to have her memory wiped and had to go with the Jedi?
Yeah.
Why couldn't she have gone with
them?
Yeah.
Like,
they all get together and they're like, okay, we know we have to wipe your memory and send you with the Jedi. It's like, that's not explained. There's no reason for that. Why are all of you on board with this plan? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, you have to wipe your memory. Like, you have to wipe your memory and you have to go with the Jedi.
Just take her with you and then she can go off and do her own thing or something. It's just...
Yeah, exactly.
It's not explained.
Just take her with you, and then if you want to be just the rule of two, then just send her off somewhere. I don't know. Or Smiley Ren just kills her. He's a Sith. Maybe he acts like, oh, she can come with us. It'll be fine. That would have been a cool ending. And she's like, oh, he's like, yeah, I'll train you both. And then like he kills her at the end.
Yeah.
See, that would have been interesting.
That would have.
And then he could just tell, Ocha that she couldn't take it and she left kind of thing. But no, they go some cheesy route.
Yeah, they do. This is a perfect example to me of they want to get to a point, like they want to have season 2 where May is now with the Jedi and Osha's now with the bad guys. But then since they're working on the ending premise, they have to like post hoc rationalize the stuff up to it, and it just makes no sense. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have her get with the Jedi because they wipe her mind, and they do that because they don't want, like, it doesn't.
And apparently Smiley Ren can wipe off, whatever, 15 years of memories.
Yeah, that's a new force power I didn't know about either.
I've heard you can make people forget a few minutes, right? Or act stupid for a few minutes, like Jedi mind tricks, but sure. 15 years of memories?
Yeah, it's like a droid mind wipe.
I know. I don't know. Maybe there's something in Legends we don't know about. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it just seemed like a cheap... I don't know, man. And then that's the scene where, like you said, set up a perimeter. And they don't set up a perimeter. There's like running together, like with no perimeter.
Stupid. Yeah.
And then you can hear Basil in the background, and they're all like having their moments under that tree. Like, don't you think you should be like a little urgent?
Yeah, there's no sense of urgency.
Oh, so yeah. I'm sorry, I can't talk good things anymore. Look at the lightsaber fight. Did we mention that? We did, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The lightsaber fight was good.
So Soul. Okay, I want to talk about Soul. So what did you think of Soul this episode, and even the last episode?
This whole series, even at the beginning, I'm like, I don't know why he's so guilty. And then as we found out why he feels so guilty, I'm still like, why is he so guilty? Why does he feel so guilty? Mm-hmm. The mom was doing something weird. He thought she might have been like killing the kids or killing his Jedi. I feel like he was totally justified in doing that. And he couldn't save both Osha and May. So he picked the one who was more likely to go with the Jedi. Like, it seems like there are good reasons for what he did, but they just wrote him like he's devastated about this for his entire life and has ruled everything he's done. And I don't know. I just don't understand the character motivation.
And he never says any of it to Osha. Yeah. Never. It's always to May. May knows this crap. And actually, the writers have been making a point that Osha tells him to shut up. You don't say anything. It needs to get to the next plot, so we can't have him try to have her sympathize with him. No.
We need it to be revealed in episode 8 so she can kill him, because we want that to happen, so we need to justify it somehow.
And at the very end, and he's telling Osha, like, oh, I was trying to save you, I love you, blah, 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 blah. How about you say, like, your mom was doing some weird shit? Like, and I thought she was gonna kill you.
Yep.
The lightsaber fight was awesome. The last 5 minutes, that whole scene, I did not. So when Osha came into it, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Okay, I have a couple things about Osha. So apparently she's super strong and can just force choke Soul to death without him being able to break out of it. That seemed kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And finding out that he killed the mom, is that really good enough justification? I mean, just even taking away the fact that Soul should have told her, like, 8 episodes ago or whatever, like, I still don't feel like that's a good enough motivation for her to completely side with Khmer, kill her master, who's done nothing but try and do good by her since then. It still just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, and even, like, don't you want to know why? Like, why did you kill my mom?
Right. Didn't even ask.
They're trying to do like she's influenced, right, by the Sith and hatred, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit. That her turn, I do not buy. Like, this could have been so cool, man. This literally could have been such a freaking cool series.
I know, it's set up like High Republic, Plagueis, like the stuff we haven't seen before. There's so many things working for it that I want to like it.
Jedi turning bad, like the lightsaber fights are awesome too, so you got good action.
And even like the shadowy Sith that no one's seen, and then a Jedi knows about it and she's covering it up, and there's someone in the Senate trying to take down the Jedi. There's like all these cool ideas. They just can't execute them.
Nope, and they won't. And I know they won't, because the lady, her name was Leslie something.
Headland or something, yeah. And
like, was it you who told me that she had her wife play, what character? Is it one of the Jedis?
No, I didn't know about that.
But yeah, she hired, I don't know if it's for, I don't know, someone in the comment let me know, because I don't remember names. One of the Jedis. I don't know if it's who's the Jedi that died in the first episode? Is it Indira?
Yeah, Indara. Mm-hmm.
Indara. I don't know if it's Indara or if it's the lady that talked to Yoda.
Oh, her wife plays Vernestra.
Oh, Vernestra.
Interesting.
Okay, but still, I think she's in complete control of the show.
Yeah.
They're not going to change writers, or like, this is her baby, her show.
Yeah, I agree.
So if there's a season 2 greenlit, number one, if there's a season 2 greenlit, I guarantee you they're going to slice the budget in half, because the show probably did awful, let's be real. So it might even look worse next season, and the writing ain't going to get better. And as a matter of fact, it might be even worse just due to the fact that they might screw up Plagueis, screw up stuff with Yoda. I almost hope there's no season 2, and that's weird, because I never really say that about, like, shows.
Yeah, I would love season 2 to be scrapped, and then they go a different direction with Plagueis. Like, I do want to see about Plagueis, just not in this show.
They could, if they did like a Picard. I don't know if you watched season 3 of Picard. Mm-mm. If they did like a Picard, the first 2 seasons were trash, and the third season completely. Some original writers, new writers, and they even brought the main theme song back. They made it like the next generation. So they pretty much rebooted the show in the third season of the show.
Yeah, they need to do that with this in the second season.
They need to do that with this, yes, but they won't. Can Disney just sell Star Wars? Like, and I'm not trying to be like those crazy people online that obsess over this crap, because there are people that do that. But like, it's to the point, man, where it's sad.
Yeah, and they killed off their best character.
Yeah, and they killed off the only semi-interesting character in Soul.
Yeah, I will give them, they were not afraid to kill off characters, but I feel like Soul was the only bright spot, and they killed him off, so...
I was going to say, they aren't afraid to kill characters that I don't give a crap about. But like Yord and that Padawan,
Jackie.
I did not give Jackie, I didn't give 2 craps about them. Not one bit. Now Soul I did, but like, yeah, you're right. Like, I almost wish I didn't die, because he's the only semi-interesting character.
Yep.
Even though I still think they did write him kind of dumb these last couple episodes.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Andor season 2 can't come soon enough.
Yeah, so there was a part in this. So I was watching this late at night one night before bed, and there were 2 things that happened back to back, and I'm like, I can't follow this. This doesn't make any sense. I might be too tired, but then I watched it again the next day, and no, it just makes no sense. I brought it up a little bit before spoilers. Basil, can you give me one good reason why he sabotages the ship when Sol is trying to catch May?
I don't know, because I was baffled. And then like they did nothing else with that when they landed and stuff. And the only thing I can think of is like he's thinking like this isn't the Jedi way kind of thing, and he's trying to save him in that sense, maybe. I don't know.
Because I kind of looked it up to see if there was any justification, and I read an interview with Leslie Headland because people were asking her about it because it makes no sense, and she did not give a great answer. I don't even know if I can like vocalize what she basically said. Like Basil was seeing Sol becoming more unhinged in the last few episodes and felt like what he was doing wasn't good or something, and so he wanted to stop him. But there's so many things that could have gone wrong. Like that ship could have crashed and killed both of them. Does he know from just seeing Sol sitting there that Sol's gonna kill May? And does he care? Like, there's no good reason set up.
I mean, May's like killed all these Jedi, you know,
right.
Like I was kind of confused by that too. to be honest. And I was wondering why Soul wasn't mad.
Yeah, it doesn't even show him. It just shows him show up at the fortress next time.
And then like Basil's kind of running around. And I don't know.
That happened, and then right after we're following Soul, and he's standing at the pit where May fell, and then he walks away, and then May crawls out. I'm like, wait, okay, one, how did she get there? It's kind of explained later, but two, he didn't hear her climbing up. You can like hear her huffing and puffing after, but like, was there a time jump there?
I thought that was so cheesy.
When I saw that, I'm like, dumb. Okay, I cannot follow what is going on. I'm too tired. I'm going to bed. And I finished the rest the next day.
It makes where they were trying to obviously say like, hey, this is how she is alive.
Yeah.
But like, why did you have to make it? Why did they have to make it where Soul was standing there the second he walks away?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
She pops up. They made it so cheesily done. Like, it was so cheesy. I don't blame you for being on starting off. Like, okay, I don't know what's going on.
Am I not understanding something? How tired am I?
Well, they did my boy dirty, man. They blamed everything on Soul. Which actually, that's still another thing. Like, I still don't... How does that make it any better? I know you're trying to hide the fact that they're Sith, but now you're saying that you're proving the other guy's point that talked to her at the beginning.
True, that is a Jedi gone rogue.
Yeah, so, like, is it more important to not tell them about a Sith that's possibly out there?
Well, I think it's because it's for Nestra's old apprentice, and she probably told them that he's dead, and like she's just being selfish.
So she's saving herself.
Yeah,
I guess. But like, there's no one questioned this. Homeboy was just training Padawans in the first episode.
Yep.
And so like, no one questions any of this stuff, or maybe they will in season 2.
In season 2, that's Senator. It's the one hope. I don't have much hope.
No, there's no hope, man. Like I said, the only hope is bring on Andor season 2.
Yeah.
Watching this, and then like I turn on Andor just because I needed like positivity in Star Wars. And my God, Andor is such a great show.
Even the monologue by just one character just standing there talking for 2 minutes has me completely enraptured. And this is like lightsaber fighting. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Like the outcome, the lightsaber fights look cool, but I don't care about the characters.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the Acolyte. I have nothing else. We've just been bashing on this for 30 minutes, and it doesn't even deserve that.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
It's a shame.
Yep.
A shame. So 4 out of 10. Series as a whole, 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I was thinking 3. It had 1.5 bright spots, but a lot of lows and a lot of confusion going on. It was a mess. Let's just say that. The Acolyte is a mess.
Yes, it's a mess, and the writing is garbage. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
No one can deny that. Like, if you're denying that, then you are trying to defend the show because you hate people hating on it. Because
if you deny that, go watch Andor and tell me they're on the same level, please.
Yes. And I feel like we're being subjective. Like, we admit, like, we like the lightsaber fights. Soul's a bright spot. I didn't even hate Smiley Ren.
Mm-hmm. That one episode, we both gave like an 8 or something. Like, that was a good episode. The rest of it's just a mess. Yeah.
Like, we played devil's advocate. We said we like some things, but over, like, the writing is just trash. Oh,